Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a seriously haunting Vietnamese folktale, Four Generations of Karma. It's a story all about a family curse where a dark legacy of greed and blood magic is about to come crashing down on the very last heir. So, the story kicks off with these chilling words. Imagine this. A dying grandmother is speaking to her grandson, Toan. But instead of comforting words, she hits him with a horrifying family secret, a poison that's been festering for generations, just waiting for its final victim. So what is this big secret? Well, Toan learns that his family, who are now living in poverty, were once unbelievably wealthy. We're talking richest in the whole region. But that fortune wasn't built on hard work. Oh no, it was built on a foundation of pure suffering and some seriously dark magic. And the way they got this rich, it's truly depraved. They worked with a sorcerer, and get this, they would literally bury the bodies of workers who died in debt to them right there on their own land. The twisted belief was that the workers' vengeful souls would be trapped, forced to guard the very riches that were stolen from them in life. But of course, karma came calling. The fortune, it just disappeared. Vengeful spirits started haunting the property, and Toan's great-grandfather was found drowned in a river on a stormy night. So his grandmother's final words are really a desperate plea. Live a good life, or you will be the final link in this chain of suffering. After his grandmother dies, Toan's life actually starts to look up. He meets and marries Tu, who is this incredibly kind and virtuous orphan. They work hard, build a happy, simple life together. And for a second, you really think, hey, maybe he's going to be the one to break the curse. But while Tu is perfectly happy with their modest life, Toan, well, he's haunted by his grandmother's stories. He can't stop thinking about his family's lost golden age, and that deep-seated, ancestral greed starts to wake up inside him. And his transformation is chillingly fast. I mean, within a few years, he goes from a loving husband to a cruel predator. He secretly becomes a loan shark, preying on desperate people, just like his ancestors did. He's pushing his wife away and walking straight into the darkness his grandmother warned him about. Now this is where the story takes a sharp turn into the supernatural. Toan nearly drowns one day, and he's saved by this mysterious sorcerer, Lut Tuk. The sorcerer tells him it was no accident. He says that vengeful spirits, drawn to all of Toan's wicked deeds, are literally trying to drag him down into a watery grave. And then the sorcerer makes him an offer. Lut Tuk says he can help Toan get everything he's ever dreamed of. Power, wealth, you name it. But there's a price. His good, virtuous wife, too, she's like an anchor holding him down. To get his fortune, he has to get rid of her. So Toan is faced with this ultimate choice, love or ambition, and his greed wins, hands down. When Thu gets bitten by a venomous snake, Toan actually has the antidote, and he does nothing. He just watches her die, thinking her death has finally cleared his path to glory.
I mean, his wife is barely in the ground and Toan wastes absolutely no time. He immediately arranges to marry Theme, the beautiful and super rich daughter of the most powerful man in the entire region. He thinks he's finally done it. He's fulfilled his destiny and reclaimed his family's status.
But here is the incredible twist. None of it was real. The drowning, the sorcerer, the snakebite, it was all one big, elaborate conspiracy. Theme, his new wife, had been obsessed with Toan for years. She hired the sorcerer to manipulate him into murdering his own wife, all so she could finally have him for herself.
So on their wedding night, just as Toan is celebrating his big win, the true horror begins. He leans in to kiss his new bride, and her beautiful face just melts away, transforming into the rotting, maggot-infested corpse of his murdered wife, Thu.
The night just descends into this absolute supernatural nightmare. Toan is tormented by these horrific visions, a dismembered hand, a severed head, and each one is like a direct reflection of the conspirator's sins. The horror peaks when Tiem is killed by a ghostly serpent, the very creature she used in her plot against Tha. So Toan finds his new bride dead, her body twisted in a sick mockery of her own crime, and he just flees the house in absolute terror. But as he stumbles out into the moonlight, he's confronted by one last spirit, the disappointed ghost of his own grandmother. And this is where you see the full cycle of the curse, right across the 4 generations. Toan didn't just fail to break the cycle, his greed became its horrifying climax. He's the one who made sure the final, most terrible payback would fall directly on him, ending his family line for good. But the curse doesn't just kill him. Oh no, that would be too easy. Instead, his new father-in-law seizes all his wealth. His mind completely shatters, and he's left to wander the village as a madman, a living monument to the consequences of greed, forever haunted by the ghosts of his choices.
Toan's story is just a terrifying cautionary tale. He was given a clear choice: break the cycle with a good life or complete it through greed. His failure leaves all of us with a really chilling question. Can the dark debts of the past ever truly be repaid?